What's going on, everybody? This is Super Robot Ed, and today we're going to talk about Missing Link C-07 ARCEE prototype colors, and then also Missing Link C-08 ARCEE in the animation colors or tune colors. I will tell you this right now. I love this. This is a precedent because this is something that talks and speaks to, us as, people, men and women. And many years ago, this toy was to be made, but the consensus pretty much was that boys wouldn't buy the toy. And well, I don't know, as popular as ARCEE is, and throughout the ages of an ARCEE being released in other subsequent lines, she's always been a hot ticket item. Not lately under Studio Series or Earthrise, but Thrilling 30, Legends, Energon, Superlink. Yeah, animated. How many people actually say they have a real animated ARCEE from animated? I do. I have one. Package is beat up, but it still has not been opened. So with that being said, us getting the original, what would have been G1 ARCEE, is a precedent, and I would say salute to Takara for doing this, because no one expected this. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's very fun. It's just very fun. I'm not going to do too many comparisons because I don't have a lot of G1 figures. Sadly, I sold off a lot of my G1 figures over 20 years ago. The only G1 figures I have left is a Snap Trap. It's somewhere around here from a busted up Seacon set, and Missing Link Optimus Prime and the Walmart Optimus Prime is the only G1 figures I have. So we're not going to be doing a whole lot of comparisons. And yes, for the pink one, I bought two. And yes, it has been opened because it belongs to someone else. All right, so let's look at the box real quick. And in typical Transformers box, now remember, this was never made. So it's like all brand new, but all at the same time. Now, looking at the boxes here, you have the first one. And this is there's probably like another universe where the ARCEEs were made, But here you can see where it is from the top. And from the back, it's using the Scramble City backdrop. Yes, there are instructions and tech specs in here to you to decode as well. I have not done it, unfortunately. Same thing, these boxes are styrofoam. Same thing for the pink ARCEE, because we were only looking at one box. Look at this one. And so, yeah, basically that's it. Same thing from the top. And then the tech specs on the back. Like I said, it does come with the red decoder. So everything's very G1. And like I said, the packaging is very nice. So if you want to put them back in the box, these boxes will hold. Okay. Now let's look at the cards. We're going to start with the prototype. Now, I know a lot of people love the pink one, but I like the prototype because that's what we were originally supposed to get. Now, her pink is a bit subdued, not as loud, I guess, or that salmon-like color as the animated one, but everything is very nice. It folds up. Yes, it does have die cast. It's not heavy, but it doesn't feel like ARCEE, like the standard ARCEE that we have. All right, and then I'm gonna look at the pink one. Now, I did put the Autobot symbol on her. Now, I forgot, they do come with stickers, but as you can see here, now this is very tune accurate. They come with the little gun. You can stick the gun on either side. I love the rub symbol because the rub symbol was supposed to denote that this is authentic Transformers, and I'm never going to take that off. So, and it does work. I'm probably just a little too cold, but yeah, it works. It's turning green. So yeah, and on the other side, very, very clean. So let's get some measurements real quick. And this figure in its vehicle mode is about almost 4.5 inches long. All right. So let's compare this to the original ARCEE. Well, not original ARCEE. These with the original. These are gonna. This is going to be one I have on deck. No, I'm not going to get another Thrilling 30 and open it up. I have two Thrilling 30 RCs left. The other one I have open is customized. I don't know where it is. I still want to get the Legends version, but like I said, I don't really right now. Gotta focus on other stuff. So bear that in mind. But I could get it. Now, the only RC I have on deck, Studio Series 86 RC, as you can see there. And now, with the varying degrees of pink, the pink on the Prototype matches more than that of the traditional tune colors, as you can see here. These pinks are very, close. And believe it or not, though, they are the same size, but I do like this color pink. I think the closest we got to that, I do have the TRU one, that's the Headmasters, the Remold, the Blur. It has buried underneath other stuff. And I did do a review on it, so if you're trying to say, well, I'm lying, let me tell you something. Yeah, I'm never lying about what I got, because I done had it, or I got it, or I'm going to get it. Now, back to the video. So yeah, they're pretty much the same size, but you're going to be surprised when you get the robot mode. All right, and of course, just to show off none other than the Missing Link Optimus Prime. This is Missing Link Optimus Prime, not my Walmart version. It's the G1 colors. Pretty much, let's look at this. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I could see that. Let's get the trailer. Let's get some trailer action going on. We're not gonna really see the trailer for the rest of the video anyway. So, oh yeah, like coming down, and here comes ARCEE. Here comes another ARCEE, and then yeah, he's got a gaggle of RCs coming down the pike. Go ahead, Prime. But of course, in the front, you got these RCs, and they're doing their thing. And so yeah, let's get a little group shot of that. And I think that's pretty cool. I like that. I like this little group shot I'm doing here. All right. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get them into robot mode. And as always, we'll be back in 2 and 2. All right, we're back by YouTube Magic. As a bonus, I'm going to show you how they transform. So first things first, you want to take out the gun. And the gun is very tiny. So I suggest you make sure you have it pegged somewhere so that they could see, because you don't want to lose it. Okay, and it's very faint color on this one. So basically, zoom out a little bit. What you do here is basically, first things first, the feet are right there. And just kind of bring those out. Now, this is my way of doing it. You may have a different way, and there may be some other YouTuber you like. Cool, but fuck that. We're going about what I'm doing. So let's continue. I have flailed these out. Those are the arms. And basically just fold the legs down. Now, you will pull them down. Now, I want you to see this. Now, don't pull it down too far, but see that black? There's like a wheel. Gonna pull it until you hear like a small little click. Same thing on the other side. Yeah, that click. That means we have the legs, and that's about it. Now there's little struts back here on the feet, on the like little heels. Come out a little bit. It's my autofocus doesn't want to work. And then they will come out. Now they're very tricky. So use your hand, kind of flail them back, and you do need them, believe it or not, because her feet are tiny. And that will give her the stability. And then after that, what you want to do is just kind of get a little snap and then just bring it down. But before you do that, there's going to be a hinge, and you just bring that up. Now, there's a part. You see that little, let's see if we can bring it out so you can see. See that little indentation right there? That's going to go into there. And once you do that, you head, then on the back here, The clear window goes down. And stop blaming clear plastic. Just don't push down on it too doggone hard. And then after that, you just kind of raise this up. It doesn't really latch on in anything, but it gives her a very clean look. Now, we're going to put the weapon in her hand. And boom, we have the Prototype ARCEE. Now, the heads in the front are nice, but from the side, boy, it looked like somebody chopped them off. And then from the back, as you can see there. Now, articulation, we're going to go over. So basically, the arm does do that. And that's all the arm's going to do. Rotate. And it gets stopped about right there. So it's not going to do all that. The head, it's very movable. Turns, does a 360. The legs, they go out like that. And they go out like that. Same thing. She does have an ankle rocker there. She's very posable at the legs, so she can definitely do a John Claude Van Damme. So I wanted to show that off. We'll get the rest of these into robot mode. We'll be back in 2 and 2, and we're going to wrap this up. All right, we're back by YouTube Magic, and we're going to show off the pink ARCEE, mainly just the details. So instead of her being this salmon, like the salmon pink color, the Prototype ARCEE has pink here, but the orange hits with the reds here. There are color stickers that go over some of them, but as you can see there, she's orange here, like orange creamsicle color, and from the back, it's very similar. I love how lean the profile is. That is just amazing. And then, of course, now it's a little tricky on this surface because it is a little slippery, and this toy is metal, so it doesn't quite like the stand. So forgive me if the posing is bad. But here, let's look at the head sculpt real quick. As you can see there, that's the head sculpt for the ARCEE. And yeah, that looks very good. Same thing going on there. So we're going to do some height measurements first because they are rather tall. To be, well, when I say tall, you'll see what I mean in a few moments here. Let's get a little bit closer here. And like I said, I do have to be careful because they're not standard. So let's measure them out. And she is 5.5 inches. Same thing for the other one. They're both the same size. Now we're going to start with some of the characters that would be in 86. So let's get out Springer and Hot Rod. Because in the movie, they were supposed to be like some kind of like a love thing, but it just never seemed to come to fruition. And you can see there. Let's move. I would use the Prototype colors, but we want to use the G1 colors. And then, of course, here, that's Studio Series 86 Springer, by the way. And then, of course, Studio Series 86 Hot Rod. And she is about the same height as Hot Rod. She is taller than Springer. And let me tell you something. The original G1 version of her, actually, believe it or not, well, not original, but this toy is actually bigger than the original Springer. So yeah, maybe that's another reason why they didn't release it, because they probably thought, she would be too big over Springer. All right, we're going to do some other comparisons, and we'll be back in 2 and 2. All right, we're back by YouTube Magic, and we now have them two ARCEE standing next to none other than the missing link Optimus Prime, and you can see it there. They really look good together. And then we're going to do one more comparison. And that's going to be with a traditional ARCEE. And yeah, she's going to fall down. And believe it or not, they're taller than the Studio Series 86 ARCEE. That's right. Sure they are. There you go. Let's get them into frame. All right. As you can see there. There is the RC. There they are. And yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Let's get a little bit closer. About right there. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up, and we're going to go ahead and do final thoughts. Be back in 2 and 2. All right, we're back by YouTube Magic, and I'm going to give my final thoughts. If you are collecting G1 figures and you are interested in Missing Link, you definitely want to get this. If the curiosity moves you, you definitely want to get this. I'm not going to tell you not to get it, but I'm going to warn you. And this is what also Vault Matrix said too. Make sure you buy this from a US retailer. I got this from Hobbylink Japan, 3 of them. The DHL shipping, because they're getting back due to the tariffs and taxes and this and that. This came out to $430 for 3 of them. I never felt so. I almost just wanted to refuse the order, but I know that there are going to be things that I can only really get from Hobbylink Japan, and with them bringing back, FedEx and other shipping, we may be able to get those costs down. But other than that, they are fantastic. Should you buy both of them? That depends. I personally would buy both because this is the actual toy that was supposed to come out. This is historical in its sense. This is a repaint of the original. These were never made. This was never going to be thought of. And then all of a sudden we got it, and with the Missing Link treatment. No waist swivel. I think the feet are a little small. The articulation is hampered. No waist swivel. But it still looks good and it folds up nice. And I think that for future RCs, they could take a look at the engineering from this and maybe use it, incorporate it in a newer one. I'm just saying, I know the SS86 is about as much as we can get due to the budgets that they said, but hey, it's just a thought. So what are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comments below. Are you interested in this? Are you not? I love these figures. I'm glad to have them. This is Super Robot Ed. If any more news reveals to them, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.